Can't sleep? Money feels stuck? That cute wind chime. It might be wrecking your feng shui wealth flow. Wrong sound, wrong place, real damage. So, you hung it up for peace. Ah, that soft little chime, so gentle, so soothing. You thought it brought calm. But lately, you can't focus. Money feels blocked. Sleep feels off. Oh no. Could it be the wind chime? Not the look, not the sound, but the location. Because in feng shui, every note carries direction. And when that chime swings in the wrong energy line, especially the south or your money corner, it doesn't soothe, it scatters. Tiny sound, big ripple. And sometimes, that's all it takes to shake your wealth flow loose. Before we begin, have you noticed something feels off lately? It's not loud, but it lingers. And sometimes, it's the tiniest sound that ungrounds your whole space. So stay with me till the end. I'll show you 3 tiny shifts to calm the noise and fix your feng shui wealth flow. And hey, if this feels like you, check out our Everyday Feng Shui Tips playlist. It's full of small rituals with big energy. So, you thought south-facing light meant good energy? Oh, I get it. That golden glow feels magical. But when you hang a wind chime there, instead of inviting wealth, you might be clashing with fire. Yep, that gentle sound, it's fighting the very energy meant to fuel your drive. So here's what most people don't realize. The south area of your home, oh wow, it's not just some random wall. It's the fire zone. That's where your energy shows up strong. Confidence, recognition, visibility, leadership. But then, you hang a metal wind chime there. Maybe right outside a south-facing porch, or just above a sunny window. Because, yeah, it looks nice. It sounds peaceful. But, what it's really doing is chopping into your fire. In feng shui, metal weakens fire. And wind chimes? They're made of metal. They're made to move, to cut through stillness. That's amazing when placed right like in an air zone. But in the south, it's like putting ice cubes in your engine. Suddenly, your ambition slows down. You feel dull, foggy, a bit ungrounded. And here's the sneaky part. The sound isn't loud, it's soft. But it repeats. Over and over, that tiny cling, cling, cling chips away at your focus. It stirs the fire just enough to unsettle it, but never enough to fuel it. And maybe you don't even notice at first. You just feel off, a little agitated, a little unsure. You light a candle, you set your goals, but still something feels scrambled. You might feel a low buzz of anxiety, like you're doing everything right, but nothing moves. Sleep gets lighter. Motivation gets murky. You light a candle, you set intentions, but the spark never really catches. So, what do you do when something so small keeps throwing everything off? Well, first, take a slow look at where your wind chime is hanging. If it's anywhere near the south side of your home, especially a porch, balcony, or sunny window, that's the first place to check. And then, breathe. You don't need to throw it away. Just move it. Gently, with intention. Take it down from the fire zone. Let that area rest. Let it regain its rhythm. Because honestly, fire energy doesn't need a melody. It needs space, warmth, direction. Instead of a chime, Try adding a clay pot, a terracotta sculpture, or even a small sun catcher. Something with earthy warmth. Oh, and colorious. Deep red, soft rust, a little bit of orange. Not loud, just present. You could place a small candle there, too. Even if you never light it, its shape alone reminds the space. This is where fire lives. And if the area feels too bare afterward, try a wood element instead, like bamboo or a soft fabric banner. These support the fire gently instead of cutting into it. I know it's tempting to leave the chime because it looks cute. But once you feel the shift without it, oh wow, you won't want that old sound back. A few months ago, I visited a friend in Santa Fe. She's super driven-like, always working on 5 things at once. But lately, she told me, I feel like I'm spinning in circles. No fire left. We walked around her home, and there it was, this shiny silver wind chime, swaying on her south balcony. It looked so pretty in the sunlight, but it kept making this high, clingy sound, constantly. I gently asked her to take it down just to try. She replaced it with a clay pot and a deep orange candle. That's it, nothing fancy. 2 weeks later, she texted me, "Hey, I finally finished the thing I'd been avoiding for months." And then she added, "My space feels, still, like I can hear myself again." When you give fire space, your clarity sharpens. You wake up with purpose, not pressure. Ideas move, you follow through. And yep, money starts following you. Not every sound brings peace. Some sounds scatter what you've worked so hard to build. Let's look at another placement mistake. One that starts right at your front door. Oh, your front door looks so cute. Little plant, cozy mat, and a wind chime to welcome the breeze. Sounds perfect, right? Except, that chime isn't welcoming wealth. It might be pushing it away. Yay peevery cling could be scattering your money flow before it even enters the house. So let's talk about your front door. It's such a personal space, right? It's where energy arrives, where guests step in, where you begin and end every single day. In Fengshui, we call it the mouth of chi. It's not just symbolic, it's energetic. It's the first place money energy touches when it visits your home. Now imagine this. You've got a metal wind chime swinging right there. Maybe it's beautiful. Maybe it makes that soft ting-ting-ting every time the wind blows. But oh, if it rings constantly, especially every time someone opens the door, or even when wind passes by lightly, that's where the problem begins. Because the energy doesn't get a chance to settle. It gets startled, scattered, almost pushed back. And if that wind chime is made from harsh, hollow metal, it sharpens the effect. Metal has this slicing energy when it moves too much. And when placed right at the door, it kinda cuts the incoming chi before it can nourish the home. Even worse if your door faces southeast or north money directions. It's like hanging a do not enter sign right where you're hoping wealth will walk in. And most folks don't even notice. They just feel like things are off. Money comes in, but feels slippery. Opportunities feel delayed. You almost close the deal, but not quite. And you're left thinking, did I mess something up? When really it started the moment that chime rang. You might notice this weird pattern. Money comes in, but slips away just as fast. Unexpected bills, last-minute repairs, canceled orders. You save $100, then poof, it's gone. It feels like nothing sticks, nothing grows roots. Alright, so what now? You've got a wind chime at your front door. It's cute, you kinda love it. But you're also starting to wonder if it's been messing with your flow. Here's what I'd suggest. First, pause and really listen. When you're standing near the door, does the chime ring constantly? Even when the wind's barely there? Is the sound sharp, tinny, or echoey? If you feel even a little on edge when you hear it well, that's your clue. Take the chime down gently. Don't toss it, just relocate it, maybe to a patio or a back window. Let the entryway breathe. Then, give that space something solid and grounding instead. You could place a small bowl of salt water just inside the door, or a pot with a round leaf plant on one side of the entry money plants, pothos, or even a little jade. These soften the entry's energy. They whisper, "We're steady, we're safe, wealth can stay." And if you still want a welcoming sound, swap the chime for something softer, maybe a wooden wind bell or a fabric charm with coins tied on. These feel warm, rooted, way less jarring. Oh, and this part is subtle but huge. Make sure the door area is clean. Wipe the frame, sweep the welcome mat. Light a candle there, even just one set, to reset the space. Because when your front door feels calm, money doesn't rush through it, it lands. A woman in Oregon told me, every time I launched a new offer, something weird would interrupt it. She had this gorgeous silver wind chime right at her entry, moved constantly by the valley wind. We took it down, added a small bowl of salt water and a jade frog. That same month, she made her highest sales with no blocks. She laughed and said, "It's like my front door finally stopped arguing with my money." When your entryway feels calm and clear, money doesn't just visit, it stays. You feel more stable, more secure, and, honestly, more in control. Wealth doesn't like to be rushed. It enters where it's invited, not where it's shaken. And now, let's head to a place even more personal. Your bedroom. Bedtime. You dim the lights, fluff the pillow, maybe even light a little candle. And then, cling, 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 that wind chime moves. Again and again. You thought it was calming. But turns out that gentle sound might be keeping your nervous system half awake, even in your deepest sleep. Here's the thing, your bedroom is where you reset. It's where your mind exhales and your energy repairs. But when a wind chime hangs too close, near your window, or worse, right above your headboard, it quietly keeps the space on alert. Even if the sound is faint, even if it only moves when the breeze sneaks in, your body hears it, and your chi can't fully settle. In Fengshui, bedrooms need stillness. No motion, no activation, no overstimulation. Wind chimes, by nature, are meant to stir energy. But in a sleep space, they disrupt more than they soothe. And over time, that tiny sound can lead to mental clutter, restless dreams, and a weird sense of being unrested. Even after 8 hours in bed, you might feel foggy in the mornings. Not sick, just fuzzy, like your thoughts are tangled. Money decisions take longer. You second-guess things you used to feel sure about. You spend more, you delay more, you forget simple tasks. And it's exhausting, quietly exhausting. Take a slow look around your room, especially near your head, window, or ceiling fan. If there's a chime there, even a tiny wania, take it down. Let the air around your bed go completely still. Replace it with something grounding, a small stone bowl, a ceramic moon, or even a slow-growing plant like snake plant or peace lily. Bonus tip: place a piece of rose quartz or amethyst on your nightstand. Not for superstition, just to soften the energy, hold the calm. And if you're craving sound, try a white noise machine instead. One that you control, not the wind. A client in Minnesota once said, "Every night I heard this soft ringing. I liked it at first." She had a small copper chime hanging from her curtain rod just above her headboard. We took it down together. She replaced it with a woven dream catcher and a salt lamp. 3 nights later, she messaged, "Oh wow, I had the deepest sleep in months. I didn't realize how noisy my room had felt until it finally went quiet." When your sleep is calm, your mind feels safe. You wake up clearer, quicker, softer. You make decisions from a place of center, not chaos. And money, it flows better when you do. Still, air is sacred, especially where your mind lays down. Now, let's shift to a visual mistake. One that looks beautiful, but overactivates your home's energy line. So, you saw this big, fancy wind chime. 5 tiers, polished metal, long tubes that catch every breeze. It felt powerful, maybe even lucky. But oh, too much movement, too much sound. And suddenly, it's not attracting good energy anymore. It's scrambling it. Here's the thing. In Fengshui, wind chimes are tools, not decorations. They're meant to adjust key, not overwhelm it. But when a wind chime is too big, like long hollow tubes that clang loudly, or too complex with multiple layers, bells, trinkets, all dangling together, the energy goes from gentle to chaotic real fast. It's like trying to meditate next to a marching band. Your home doesn't get a chance to breathe. Instead of calming the space, these oversized chimes stir everything up constantly. Especially dangerous if they're placed near key energy zones like the front door, hallway, or living room. Instead of guiding chi, they confuse it. And confused energy doesn't settle. It just spins. You might start noticing weird mood swings at home. Disagreements pop up more often. Bills feel like they arrive all at once. You try to stay focused, but little things keep distracting you. And you might find yourself forgetting stuff. Keys, payments, appointments. It's not you. It's the noise. It's your space being overstimulated by something that was meant to help. Okay, let's reset. If your chime is loud, multi-tiered, or just feels too busy, it probably is. Take it down. Try a single-tone chime with fewer elements. Better yet, go for natural materials like bamboo, wood, or ceramic. These create a more grounded, soft resonance. Hang it in a quiet corner, not the main energy arteries. Let it be a whisper, not a siren. And hey, don't forget the energy around it. Declutter the area. Dust the frame. Add something calm nearby, a soft rug, a photo that brings peace, or a bowl of citrus. Let the energy settle. A man in Dallas once showed me his pride and joy. A 6-tier wind chime made of steel and quartz, hanging in the middle of his living room. He said, "It's my abundance magnet." But the space felt loud, fast, almost frantic. He was constantly exhausted and couldn't finish projects. We swapped it for a simple wooden chime in a reading nook. And wow, his home exhaled. He called me 2 weeks later and said, "I've actually been able to sit still again. It's like I can think straight now." When you reduce the noise, wealth energy flows more gently, more naturally. You feel calmer, more focused, and, honestly, things fall into place without forcing it. When everything tries to speak at once, even abundance walks away. Now, let's explore a mistake almost no one talks about: the dusty, forgotten wind chime, and the old energy it still holds. It still hangs there. Same spot, same sound. You barely notice it anymore. But it notices you. Every single day. Because in Fengshui, a forgotten wind chime becomes more than decor. It turns into a trap for old, stagnant qi, kind that blocks your abundance from ever updating. Here's the mistake. We hang the wind chime, love it at first, and then totally forget about it. It collects dust. The strings get tangled. The metal dulls. Sometimes it doesn't even chime anymore unless the wind really pushes. What started as a flow enhancer quietly becomes an energetic sinkhole. In Feng Shui, objects that move qi need to stay alive. They need care, attention, light touch. A dusty, motionless chime holds memory-stuck energy from past seasons, old emotions, outdated intentions. It becomes like a voicemail you never opened, still looping in the background of your space. And guess what it loops? Delay, lack, confusion. Especially risky if it's placed near wealth zones or bedrooms, places that need fresh, clean qi the most. You might feel like life's just circling. Like you keep working hard, but the results feel stuck in slow motion. Old worries resurface. Money feels connected to how it used to be, not how it could be. And emotionally, you might find it harder to let go of the past. It's like the energy of not quite moving on is hanging in midair. Here's a gentle reset. Take the chime down slowly. Hold it in your hands. Ask, what season of my life does this belong to? If the answer feels heavy, it's time. You can clean it, soak gently in salt water, dry it under morning sun, untangle its cords. Or let it go. Donate it, bury it, replace it with something that feels like you now, not you then. And if you do keep it sacred. Dust it monthly, touch it lightly. Let it feel loved again. New energy needs new care. A woman in San Diego messaged me. I still had my grandma's wind chime from 12 years ago, hadn't cleaned it once. It was hanging by her back door, silent, tangled, faded. We cleaned it together. She cried. Then she said, it felt like I was finally letting her memory move, instead of holding it hostage. 2 weeks later, she landed a new client and got unexpected back pay from a job she'd left months ago. When we release what's energetically expired, our space feels lighter, money flows faster, and life stops repeating the same old tape. It's not magic. It's emotional housekeeping. What you forget might be the very thing holding you back. Now, let's reset it all. I've got 3 tiny actions that can clear the static and help you reclaim your flow. 1. Do a soft sound scan. Walk slowly through your home, especially near the front door, bedroom, windows, and south-facing walls. Pause by each wind chime and ask, how does this sound make me feel? Is it soothing or a little irritating? Does it ring constantly even when no one's moving? If it feels too much, too sharp, or just tired, it's probably stirring more chaos than calm. So notice, listen, let your body answer first. 2. Take just one chime down today. Yes, just one. Don't overthink it. The one that feels forgotten, or tangled, or dusty. The one that's been there forever, but never felt quite right. Gently take it off. Wipe it, untangle it, or simply thank it, and let it go. You'd be surprised how much lighter a room feels just from this tiny act. Oh, Hand, if your nervous system exhales afterward, that's your sign. You did the right thing. 3. Place something still where sound used to live. Silence is sacred in Fengshui, especially near money flow zones. So where that chime once hung, add something grounding. A clay bowl with salt, a jade plant in soft light, a red envelope with $1, and your written intention folded inside. Let the space feel warm, steady, intentional. Because wealth doesn't rush in. It listens, and it stays where the energy feels safe. These 3 tiny shifts, they don't just clear space. They quiet the noise that's been pushing abundance away. And they whisper to your home. It's safe to hold money now. So, maybe it wasn't the loud things. Not the clutter. Not the bills. Not even the big mistakes. Maybe it was the softest sound in your home. Ringing in the background. Stirring just enough to unsettle, but never enough to heal. That little chime, swaying every time life moved. And slowly, it shifted your sleep, your mood, even your money. But now you've noticed. You've listened. You've cleared space. That's huge. Let your home be still. Let your wealth flow quietly back in. And hey, if this resonated, drop a UJ or SADA in the comments to let me know. I'd love to hear where was your wind chime, and how did it feel taking it down. And if you enjoy soft home rituals like this, our everyday Feng Shui tips playlist is full of them. Quiet changes, big shifts, little whispers of clarity. Thanks for spending this moment with me. Your space is listening. And now, so are you.